This is David Wheaton. The following is a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. You can hear the full program at thechristianworldview.org. Is that a good and effective way to explain the gospel to someone, just to use your own salvation story and explain the gospel within your own story?
I think I see 7 gospel proclamations in the book of Acts, and I think 3 of them have to do with a testimonial apologetic, right? What the Apostle Paul did when he went before different leaders and he appeals to Caesar and he's going through different things. I would say yes, but with caution, right? A testimony shows the power of the gospel, but it's not the content of the gospel. We need to make sure that we share that death, burial, resurrection. A lot of people like to go through all these horrific things that they've done, right? There's just this elevation of what we've done as opposed to what Christ has done. And every good testimony is how Christ reaches into the dark cavern of our heart and does the one thing for us that we can never do for ourselves, and that is to make us right before the Father. But our story, it builds connection. They can argue with doctrine, but they can't argue with maybe what Christ has done inside of our lives. So it makes that message personal and relatable. Your testimony needs to be a bridge, and the gospel is the foundation. Always trying to get to talk about Christ. When you use your story as an entry point, and then you pivot to God's holiness or our sin or Christ's work, the call to repentance and faith, then I think that it's very, very effective together. Ray does it all the time. You know, when I'm traveling with him and I'm on a bus or I'm on a train, he doesn't sit next to me. He sits across from me. And Ray Comfort, here he is saying, "Hey, Mark, so you became a Christian. Why did you become a Christian?" Right? And he knows that I'm going to have to speak loud enough for him to hear. That means the people around me are hearing. And so it's a different way to kind of open air preach. Or if we're in an area and there's people listening in, he'll share the gospel in the midst of his prayer before we eat. You know, always trying to get creative on how to go about doing it. But testimonial apologetics is very powerful.
This has been a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. To hear the full program and connect with this nonprofit radio ministry, go to thechristianworldview.org. I'm David Wheaton.